Okay. Hello, absolutely nobody. I'm in love with this way of starting my stream, and I'm totally going to continue it forever. We are back for part 3 of Hardspace Shipbreaker. I wanted to talk a little bit before we jump in, but we'll get into the game in just a second. I want to talk about specifically where we're at and what we're going to do today and what I hope to do moving forward. So again, the goal here is achievements. I want to get lots of achievements. I want to progress in that sense. I want to have 100% completion on as many of my games that are on my Steam profile as possible. 100% is a lot, but if we do it one game at a time, it's not too difficult. I reckon we'll probably reach a point where we play games that are essentially impossible to 100% because of like multiplayer servers and whatnot. In the long term, I'm seeing trying to keep it above 90% at all times, but that's a long-term goal. Trophy hunting is something that I've always enjoyed and hated at the same time. It's not easy. It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of like energy towards something that can be really fucking annoying. I'll take an example with a game that I absolutely love, Red Dead Redemption 2. Amazing game, genuinely probably my favorite game of all time. But to get 100% in that game takes a very fucking long time, and it is not easy. You really got to push through not just a single player, so many collectibles, so many little small things you have to do, but then you got to do multiplayer, and it is a nightmare. But the idea is to get to those eventually and to push through and to get lots of achievements. Hardspace Shipbreaker is not a game like that. This is a game that genuinely is an easy 100%. It's an easy platinum. It's an easy all the achievements, whatever console or platform you're on. You play through the game and you get most of them. And it's just fun and easy, and you don't need to worry about most things. You just gotta play through and see what happens. So the idea today is to get a couple more achievements, as always. I'm hoping that we get a little bit of progress in. Maybe we'll be able to finish Act 2, but I would be a little bit surprised if we made it that far, but we will try. We will do our best. We are also going to get one little collectible that you can actually get way earlier in the game, but I had completely forgotten about it. So we'll go pick that up, and if we can get the demo charges, I would be rather happy as well. That would be a lot of fun. So without further ado, let's hop into Hardspace Shipbreaker. Again, I would have loved to be doing this on no revival, but you can't do that from the start, and I don't love the idea of starting over, so we're just going to continue in standard. Again, today, if you're in chat, don't hesitate to be chatty. It's always nice to have people talking and something to react to, but if you just want to sit there and have my voice in the background, that's fine too.
Good morning, Shipbreaker. Your allocated shift time will be commencing shortly.
Gonna do a little bit of a shorter stream today. I have some plans in the evening, so we will finish up around 7 p.m. at my time, so maybe 2.5 hours of streaming, and then we'll move on.
Hey there, I'm Shippy.
So last time, what we succeeded in doing was getting all of the salvage goals for a couple different class ships. If we can get another one this time, that would be very nice. We will see. Oh, I can upgrade a sticker. This is completely pointless. Collecting stickers does not get you an achievement. It's just a little nice cosmetic thing that you can do. But there's something nice about it. It feels completionist-y. So I haven't done any I have done mackerels. Oh, I see. 2 different mackerels worth 9.5. I've not done that. And we just need to do the gecko class now, and we'll actually have done all of the salvage goal. Oh, I didn't even look at the upgrades. I have 142 links tokens. It's about time to fix all of these. And I want to get this. It's not that important, but I still want it. Range, not important. Durability drain, not important. Helmet, O2 capacity. Let's upgrade that. And O2 recharge module, don't need it. Work suit, we don't need it. The demo charges become available at rank 11. We're definitely going to get it today. I'm confident we can get it today. I want more break, but that's fine. Don't need more of the, well, can't do more of these. And the cutter. Better range is not that necessary. We're not really gonna be doing it from afar, but fuck it, why not? It's not that expensive. And let's hop on in. So we finished the javelin last time. We barely got 5. That was very, very juicy. Let's see what we want to do this time. So do we have any geckos? That's what I want to check first. No geckos. Then the highest value I think is going to be this 18 million Atlas ship. Maybe I look at the ship doctrine, the things that I need, and choose based on that. Also, I do kind of just want to progress, so maybe a lower value ship that's easier to dismantle. Thruster class 2. I do think, yeah, here we have the Quasar thruster. So fuck it, I'm gonna not take this one. I'm gonna avoid the Quasar thruster because they take time. They're not that easy. They are more fun, but we got goals to hit. We got things to collect. So 37 MP, the amount of links tokens and XP that you get does not change really. It does change a little bit based on whether you're apparently above or below 10 million. Yeah, that's what it looks like. So let's actually go for, it's interesting, there's an in-between value here with the Atlas. I'm going to go for wow, I really can't make my mind up. Jesus Christ. All right, we're going to go for this one here. Thruster class 2, Javelin. I really like Javelins in general. And in this one we can find the fuse, but not the heatsink, but that's fine. We'll pick up all of that stuff as we go along. So, onto a Javelin. So we're in very much the same situation as we were last time. We are now just pushing along. There is no... What am I trying to say? There is no pressure. There is just having fun and enjoying the game. And I'm going to see if I can just be a little bit chatty for once, instead of being quiet boy like I usually am. We're going to depressurize first. Because the sooner you do that, the better. I'm going to have to hit the button. I'm going to have to hit buttons on stuff a lot, which means hitting F. And in this game, F, if you're holding the grapple gun, is also the power push, like the force push, and I don't want to be hitting that. So we're going to... This one is depressurized right now, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Oops. So we're going to do the depressurization while holding the cutter. That's probably a bit of a tip if you want to be very careful and sort of, in a way, like avoid fucking things up. might want to, yeah, hold the cutter instead of the grapple when you're trying to depressurize ships. Just make sure that gets in there. I've personally find that depressurizing ships not that important. Oh my god, you know what? I fucking did it again. I forgot this little collectible that you can do. And we just got a credit drive. That's an achievement. Fuck yes. Happy, happy. We're going to pick that up. I'm going to throw that into the furnace because why not? So hang on. Let me get into video guide mode, person. I plan to take clips from these streams and turn them into videos for achievement guides. Eventually build up a large repertoire of achievement video guides that explain to people how to get different achievements. But I haven't quite done that yet. I'm hoping to be able to get a little bit of that in tomorrow, but we will see. So everybody be quiet. Audio sync. I don't have a webcam. I don't need to do that. To get the achievement called, it is called a tucked tail. You have to collect a hidden data drive. That hidden data drive can be picked up right from the beginning. The first mission that you have out here cutting up ships, it is right here. I have left it until now, in part because I totally forgot about it, but also it's better to wait until you've picked up a data drive and have decrypted one or two of them first, because if you don't have the ability to decrypt it, I don't actually know what will happen. It might be worth testing. But there you go, a tucked tail. If you pick up the data drive, you will instantly get this achievement. That's 2 achievements. We've only been at it for 12 minutes. We are amazing. So there we go. Let's get back into it. Back to depressurizing the ship. I still have a lot of shit to depressurize. What is it you get in these? It tells you when you get close. Wire, I don't need no wires. If I open this, I think we're gonna have explosive decompression, so I'm gonna grab onto something. Very nice. It even gave me a fuse. So this whole section has been depressed. Nothing's been broken. That's a stupid word. I just said depressed. I was watching fucking Cold One's podcasts all day long. It was absolutely mental. And now they've got me in a weird sort of crazy person state. Looks like Interstellar. It is a space game. Squirrel lover. Some things never change. It is a space game. I mentioned this during the earlier streams that I did in this game. It is kind of a game that reminds me in a way of Ender's Game. Not because of the subject matter in any way, but because of the way that they deal with zero-G and movement in the world. Very fun game. This is something special if I can give my own opinion on it. We're also going to get in here and we're going to flush the oil because we don't want anything exploding. I wonder what this actually does, like canonically. What is the idea that now I can slice all of these things up and it won't do any damage? I think the fuel tank still explodes if I cut it, so it must be like pulling all of the fuel into the tank. That must be it. Alright, this airlock is going to repressurize, which is annoying. It's not what we want. make sure we have all of our doors open. Actually, let's make sure that everything is pressurized. Everything is pressurized. Wonderful. Let's open that. And now let's depressurize.
Air pressure level decreasing.
And open up our airlock.
Airlock depressurizing.
I need to rewatch Interstellar. That's still my favorite movie of all time, and I haven't watched it in a while. My wife and I rewatch our favorite movies relatively often. Notably, we will rewatch the Harry Potter series and the Lord of the Rings series frequently. We have both of those entire series on Blu-ray. And yet, I think the last time I watched Interstellar might be, good lord, over like 10 years ago. No, less than that. Let's be reasonable. Maybe like 6 years ago.
Account credit applied. Salvage registered. Transferring credit.
This game is very relaxing. Not so emotional as those movies and that book.
Applying credit to account.
It's very chill. Like, even though it talks about corporate manipulation of the individual and
Deposit registered. Account
all of those touchy subjects, the game itself, the gameplay is just chill and relaxing and fun.
salvage accepted. Credit applied.
Let's see if there's anything else that I want to slice off the outside before we start to work on the more touchy parts. I have completely not done what you're supposed to do, at the start of a session here I got right into the nitty-gritty of it and like depressurized, cut things open, like push things into
Salvage deposit accepted.
their
Credit
areas.
transferred.
Push things into like the barge, etc., instead of just doing prep work for the next shift. That's what I typically do.
Warning. Oxygen reserves are low.
Ooh. Ow!
Warning. Critical helmet damage.
Jesus. Not quite dead yet. Can we survive? Wow. Fuck me, this game can be exciting after all. Relaxing my ass. I just blew a hole into my own face. That was not relaxing at all. God damn it.
You got 5 minutes remaining in your shift, Cutter. 5 minutes. We were out.
I need a second. Woof.
Salvage deposit
I
secured.
thought I depressurized the whole thing. Why did it explode on me like that? Genuinely, I don't know why that just happened. I completely thought that I had depressurized everything. And then it just decided, nope, fuck you, pop. The ship just, I mean, it's a Javelin class ship. It just tried to javelin my face open with its thruster. That was way more excitement than I was expecting. If you're a first-time viewer, hi, welcome. This is definitely not what happens every time. I usually don't fuck up, and things are usually very chill. But hey, a little bit of excitement every now and then, that's what entertainment is all about. Blimey.
Valuable object processed. Credit deposited.
I guess that's what happens when you spend too much time talking about movies and not gaming. Get punished for not paying attention? No, that's bullshit. Anyway, we survived it. That was very fun and exciting.
Processing object. Applying credits to account.
It kind of reminds me
Salvage
of another game that I really want to play on this stream, an absolutely amazing game called Outer Wilds. It is genuinely one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had, but I still remember distinctly the first time that I died. Well, yeah, I do remember the first time that I died in that game, but I remember the first time I gave up in that game. I reached a point where I was like lost in space. I didn't have any oxygen anymore, and my ship was flying away from me. And I could see it in the distance, and I could accelerate towards it, but it was accelerating faster than I was, and there was nothing I could do about that. It was literally just going to float off into space faster than I could catch up to it, and there was no way that I was going to get back to it. And I literally stopped trying, and I just looked at it flying away. I remember that feeling of, this game is telling me that there is nothing I can do other than just accept my fate, and it was a weird feeling. And I had that exact same feeling there for a second after getting hit by that thruster. I was thinking, oh, that's it, I'm fucked, like I'm gonna die. There's a big hole in my helmet, I'm going to die.
1 minute left, Cutter. If you got something cooking, now's the time to plate it. Bring it to
Oops.
the table.
And then I decided, you know what, no. Maybe we can survive, maybe we can do something about it. In this game, those moments are especially confusing because normally you have the HUD giving you all this information about like your health and your suit damage and your O2. When your helmet has a hole in it, all of that shit becomes not invisible but illegible at the very least, and it is confusing to sit there for a second and be like, why am I not respawning yet? Why is this not over yet? So I'm quite glad that we pushed through there. I should not have used that tether. We're finishing in 10 seconds. That was a waste. In fact, I'm a little worried that this is going to get pulled into the furnace at the beginning of the next shift. But no, okay, we're good. Woof. Lord of the Rings on psychedelics. Good lord. Some people just... normal happiness is not enough for them. I do just want to say, like, whatever you say here is going to be on the internet forever.
46-52. All the team at Lynx would like to wish you a happy and productive day.
So we now have access to hazard level 6, which means that we are going to have access to a whole new type of danger. That is ECUs, which have coolants inside of them. They can give me a new type of damage, and a new type of damage means a new achievement. Don't know what all of that is about. Blah, blah, blah.
Good news, Cutter. You've earned clearance to the next hazard level. This means you'll be getting Class 2 reactors now. Gnarly things. We'll start training when you're ready, and I'll walk you through.
Oh, they're not so bad. You seen one reactor, you seen them all, I think.
This ain't really that simple.
Yeah, I got a tip for you there, newbie. Don't blow it up.
Cutter, like I said, let me know when you're ready to start training.
Don't take too long.
So we're not going to hop right in. We're going to finish the ship that we're working on right now. Data miner. So this is the hidden stashed drive. It has this little message for Dad. It's kind of sad if you read it and think about it too much. Like a lot of things in this game, if you read it and think about it too much, it's all very sad. We're not going to do that. We're here for achievements, not for emotions. And we're going to hop right back in. So now we have the option of doing the training ship or continuing our ship. I've already done a little bit of prep work on this, and I think we can easily hit salvage goal 3. That's a good amount of XP, so we're going to do this first. And I don't know if we'll aim for the full what's the word I'm looking for? Salvage goal 5 level here, but we will at least do one more shift here.
Processing valuable deposit. Credits transferred.
Cool. That means my little thingy over there got pulled in from last time. Perfect. Boosh, boosh, boosh. So now I am trying to move on a little bit quicker, so that's kind of why I'm using these tethers. They really help you go fast when you want to go fast. Make me feel like Sonic, so that's what we're doing. That's why we're using it. Oops, 1, 2, 3, and let's force push. We'll pull it back down. Savage, am I? It's funny, names are far more recognizable in chat today than they were last time.
Salvage accepted. Credit applied. Valuable object processed. Credits awarded. Salvage deposit secured. Credits awarded.
There we go. That's going to be salvage goal 2. Excellent progress. I'm not going to bother cutting all of this because I'm actually not sure that we'll make it to that part of the ship. It requires a little bit too much work. So we're going to focus on other parts first. So that's the airlock freed. That's had a very nice unintended consequence. We definitely still have one thing that we need to cut in here, though. Airlocks, light and valuable.
Processor deposit accepted. Credits awarded.
Some aluminium got pulled in there. Fuck knows why. I want to push this down so that it doesn't pull the whole ship skeleton out of whack. And I want to make sure that my tether is still on it. It is perfect. Now then.
Transferring credit.
More easy things that we can just just toss. Oops. That just went through that wall. Beautiful. We can just toss that in, and I want to grab all of this stuff over here. If anybody has way too much time on their hand, Google what a nacelle is in relation to spaceships. Because I mean, I've always found that strange. I don't know what they mean by nacelle. What is this thing that's connected to fuel? It's not a fuel tank. I can cut into it, which means it's not a fuel tank.
Salvage deposited. Applying credit to account.
Alright, into this section.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
I'm kind of thinking since I'm not going to be like tryharding and going for salvage level 5 for this ship, maybe I should just pull out components from the parts. What happens when you pull out components from the parts is that they lose their value and you can't get money from them anymore, but you do get parts, which are in a sense a collectible. Oh, I just cut that. Oh well. But at the same time, the things that I can get on this ship aren't that interesting to me. It's mostly circuitry, which is something that's very easy to get. Wires and circuits and stuff like that. It comes pretty much out of every ship.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
Oops. God, these brakes are so, they're amazing.
Salvage secured. Applying credit.
Genuinely one of the best things to upgrade in this game, the brakes. I was watching a video essay today about Grand Theft Auto 4. It made me want to play Grand Theft Auto 4 again. And then I watched a video about a guy getting all the achievements in Grand Theft Auto 4. It made me not want to play Grand Theft Auto 4 again. That is a game with some real, just cruel achievements in it. If you want 100% that game, you gotta like, I mean, I think it's something like 150 races that you need to go through in a game that's mainly about shooting people. It is not it. Races suck. I remember crashing in that game so bloody much. It was, I think, the first and only game that I ever bought. Should I say this? Fuck it. I think it's the first and only game that I ever bought without telling my parents. I bought that game in secret because it was rated like 18 plus and my parents were not accepting of games that were like rated beyond my age, and I think at the time I was like 16 or 15, but I really wanted to play it, so I saved up all my pocket money, and then I walked down to the local town. I went into the video game shop. I bought the game cash. I think I remember the game probably cost like, I think the game must have cost like, the game must have cost like 58 euros, and I had 60 euros, and I gave him the 60 euros, and then the guy called out to me because I hadn't taken my change, because I just wanted to get the fuck out of there. I didn't want anybody to like see me buying this game that I wasn't allowed to own. And so when he called out to me to be like, hey, you forgot your change, I literally turned around and said, oh, I don't want it, just keep it. Because I was too afraid to go back to the till in case, like, I don't know, somebody would see me and I would get in trouble. And then I owned and played that game for years. And I once had a friend who came over and was playing it. And then afterwards, like, my parents came in and started chatting with us. And they said, wow, you guys are... The friend said to my parents, you guys are really cool. My parents don't let me play this kind of game. My dad looked at him all confused, and I just fucking prayed that nothing bad would happen, and somehow it flew over my dad's head and I got away with it. Mental days.
Alright. You got 5 minutes left in this shift, Cutter. Before they turn the lights out on you. We were out.
So we got 5 minutes left. I'm gonna pull out all the wires. Fuck it. And then we can just toss everything into the furnace. Is there anything else?
Salvage deposit confirmed. Applying credit.
Looks like no. So this might explode now I think about it, since we have a fuel tank in there. Fuck it. That sounds like fun. Into the furnace it all goes. I have a couple parts I can still pull out here. Oops, that can go into the processor like it's supposed to. And then let's try to slice these parts out as well before it goes. Oops.
Valuable object accepted for processing.
Now the whole ship is not moving in the way that I expected it to. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe that tether died, or maybe I tethered it to a way smaller thing. No, it is moving. Look at that. All of this is going into the furnace. This part can go there. Yes, very nice.
Salvage deposit accepted.
This can go here. Just pull that right in. I'm pretty curious as to what's going to happen here, because I'm expecting a big explosion. If you're watching this in the background, now's the time to flick to it. I mean, maybe give it a minute. It's going to be a while. I'm going to use more tethers. We don't have too much longer. Oops.
Processing object. Applying credits to account.
I'm trying to pull this whole thing in there to fucking blow it up. What I would guess is going to happen is... Oh, you know what I can probably try to do before we do that? Oh my god. Do we have time? To just quickly slice off the rings. These are my favorite moments, when I've already like doomed essentially the whole ship and sent it towards the furnace, and then I'm like, oh wait, what about this? And I have to fight against the clock. That's a big section that's just stopped now. And it's probably not gonna have time to get pulled into the processor, but we're gonna try. And now that fuel tank is going real fast.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
that. Oh, very interesting.
Raw material process. Credits deposit.
Is the fuel tank gonna explode? Please explode. It's in the furnace. It's burning. It did explode, but it was a very small explosion. I'm kind of surprised. That was a tiny explosion. And none of this stuff is going to make it in, so oh well. Well, that was rather anticlimactic. Built it up and then nothing happened. But we made good progress. Look at that. Almost made it to Salvage Go 5. That would have been very impressive. What's the purpose of this game? Well, I am playing it to get achievements.
Good morning, Shipbreaker. Lynx mandates a maximum of 8 hours of
What is the
sleep.
purpose of any game,
Any
really?
extra sleep time will be docked from the next pay cycle.
The story is about corporate greed and how workers should unite against corporations. The goal of the gameplay is to cut up a ship, as you have seen me doing, and then distribute the parts into the appropriate sorting bucket, in a sense. And I enjoy it because it is sort of relaxing to just chill in a ship and cut it up in the best way possible and put it into its buckets.
Alright, Cutter. Time to extract your first Class 2 reactor. This one's not quite as simple.
Just pull it and barge it, right? Pretty straightforward.
Well, I'm sure head office would rather the reactor was in one piece. Pulling this beast without proper prep is a sure way to print yourself a receipt for a new spare.
Sure, prep. But you're on the clock, don't forget.
As I was saying, like any reactor, it'll melt down as soon as it's disconnected from its housing. And these Class 2s will melt down mighty quick unless you do two things first. First, release the connection to the thrusters. Second, remove the coolant from the ship's Environmental Control Unit, or ECU.
Or just cut a hole, pull it, and barge it.
Just make sure you clear an extraction route before doing anything, Cutter. As soon as you release the thrusters and mess with the ECU coolant, that reactor will enter a controlled meltdown. Oh, and if you're having trouble finding everything, try using the systems mode of your scanner.
It's pretty funny that he says we're on the clock because since this is a training ship, we're actually not on the clock until we finish all of our tasks. So we are going to not do any tasks and do everything else instead. And then just right before I'm ready to finish the ship entirely, that is when we will salvage the Class 2 reactor and finish this training. What is the story of this game? The story of this game is that you are in a somewhat dystopian future and you get hired by a company called Lynx Corporation, which in my opinion weirdly is the name of the game company that made this game. Like they wanted to be the bad guys. And you work in something called ship cutting or shipbreaking. Shipbreaking, that's the name of the game. And when you shipbreak, you do what I'm doing right now. Oh, I'm out of tethers. You do what I'm doing right now. You cut things open and you toss them into a place. What is the driving force of the story? The driving force of the story is that one of the people that you work with on this station is a very forward-thinking and people-oriented person, and she is fighting for a union, even though it's been essentially made illegal and is against your contract. And so the company sends out this fat guy who was talking earlier to check if anybody is doing what? Union things. Which of course she is. And that's what the story is all about. It's not necessarily, shall we say, riveting stuff. It's a relatively simple story. All of that is depressurized. It's relatively simple stuff. The story is somewhat straightforward. There's no great complicated stakes. But it is fun. And it serves its purpose. You do what you gotta do, and then you save who you can save. The main point of this game is definitely its gameplay, no question about that. Oops. God, pressure is so tedious. Pressurize, depressurize, repressurize, unpressurize. Fuck me. Heatsink. I needed that.
That part is perfect for the armadillo. Check out the diagnostics program in your hab to install it.
Why is she watching me work? That's kind of weird. Anyway, since we're in a training mission, we are totally chilling. Just doing things at our own pace. There's no need to rush. We're still gonna go relatively fast, I reckon. It's not a complicated ship. Just another javelin. We're rather used to javelins at this point. Since I do believe this is like my 4th already. And anyway, in case you are not aware, I have played this game a lot before. I played it and finished it on PlayStation because it was available with PS Plus. That's where I discovered this game, that's where I fell in love with it, and that's why I'm playing it here today. Data drives, God, there are so many of these, and they are not necessary anymore. We have the achievements. Here we go. Now then, before... great.
Airlock depressurizing.
Before I cut open the ship and get everything out, I do want to make sure that first of all I've depressurized everything, because once you get really cutting, you actually lose power and then you can't open doors anymore. Which sucks. It's not a huge problem. You just find alternative ways in or depressurize explosively. But it's always better to be a little bit more careful and get things done ahead of time. Also, here we are dealing with an ECU. That's this lovely thing here. To deal with an ECU, you need to pull this off. And then pull these out one by one. And once you've done that, you can cut this thing away. I'm not gonna do that yet. Again, I don't want to progress too much on the actual objectives because then I will be put on a timer, and I would much rather take advantage of the fact that there is no timer and that there's also no O2 or fuel being used right now. This is why you really don't want to do the objectives when they have these training ships. Now, pulling the curtain back a little bit, which I don't know if many people do. I don't know if many people have ever even looked into all this stuff. I am not streaming with ambitions of making it my job or anything like that. I am purely doing this for fun. But if fun can get me a little bit of cash on the side, absolutely, why not? And I was looking at the affiliates program that Twitch has the other day, and I was surprised by how accessible it is. The conditions are pretty lax. You need 50 followers, which is not a lot. We're already relatively close to that. And you need a certain amount of streams per week. You need to be doing, not per week, per month. You need to have a certain amount of streams per month and a certain amount of viewers per month and things like this. And they're quite low. If you do what I'm planning on doing, which is 2 streams per week minimum, you absolutely are eligible for the affiliates program, which I think is really cool. They make it very accessible and very easy to do.
Processing valuable objects. Credit reward.
And then the other conditions are viewer engagement, how many unique people are watching your streams. And it's all based on averages, which is completely understandable. But I suppose one could say pleasantly surprised by how accessible the affiliates program is for Twitch.
Applying credit.
Oops. It does make me wonder how other streaming services work, specifically YouTube. I think there's a whole bunch of streaming services nowadays, but just because of who I am and what I always used to enjoy when I was into watching other people play video games on the internet, I would only want to do it either on YouTube or on Twitch.
Salvage deposit
I
accepted.
have heard that Twitch does not allow streaming to multiple websites at the same time. You're only allowed to do one at a time, which is a bit of a shame. I've heard that you can do it on Amazon now, which is mental to me. But again, I feel like that doesn't really concern me. But it's fun. It's been,
Credits deposited.
even though it's absolutely nothing, it's been a fun little adventure to embark on and see a little bit what it looks like from the other side for all these people who I've watched and loved for a long time, and how things look like for them. I swear to fuck, if I was a full-time YouTuber, I would do nothing with my time. It would be terrible.
Salvage deposited. Applying
Next
credit
week,
to account.
not today. Today is going to be a little bit of a shorter stream, but next week I'm actually planning on doing a bit of a longer stream. I think we should be able to go to 4 or 5, maybe even 6 hours of stream next week on Wednesday. I'm planning on posting on the Reddit of this game. I think I mentioned it during the last stream that I should let people know that I'm playing the game, because it's a great game. But we have 3 viewers on this stream right now, and I can see that there's a total of 4 people watching any streams of this game. And it's a damn shame. More people should be aware of it and watching it and enjoying it, because it is a very cool game. Alright. Now, these little green boxes tell me that things are pressurized, which means that if I cut into them, things will explode like they did earlier, where I almost died and it was not good. We want to avoid that. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to depressurize everything, and then I'm going to release the thruster, because that requires power. Once that's been done, then I can go and salvage this entire half of the ship. Then I can cut out all of the outside of this ship, and then we can do the reactor. Oh, it's so nice knowing what I'm doing. The first time I did this training mission, they tell you fucking nothing. They're just like, hey, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. But they don't actually explain what that means, what the consequences of your decisions are going to be. It's just like, oh, hey, fuck me. What was I talking about? They don't tell you shit. And we're in. Here's our lovely reactor number 2, which I believe will kill me if I stay too long here. I'm going to eject our thruster. So this is now no longer connected. That was technically a task. That's why that little sound popped there. We're going to cut open the ass of this ship. Did that work? Did I forget something? Yes, I did forget something. I forgot that I need to cut this one from outside probably. We're gonna try, let's see. We don't, because it's been ejected, of course. So this section goes to the processor and that goes to the processor, so I don't need to cut it. Lovely. You know, obviously any chat stays in my view. I've been looking to my left on my second screen every now and then, and every time I see this message, I mean the story Sha. And I was like, what the fuck is Sha? And it just clicked. Is that like, are you saying sir? I mean the story Sha. Is it like sir in a weird British accent? Is that what you're doing? Fuck, why did I just realize that?
Salvage deposit registered. Account credited.
According to the game's own logic, I really should not be powerful enough to have any effect on this massive chunk of metal. And yet here I am lifting it up with my gun. My gravity gun. Grapple gun, not gravity gun. That's Half-Life. One thing I'm a little worried about with these streams, and I'm worried about it because I know for a fact it is going to happen. The fact that I'm a fake gamer is going to be exposed. I play games that I want to play for myself, and that is it. I don't play classics, I don't play games that are popular, I don't play games that my friends are playing. Like, there was a period, everybody knows about this, where everyone was playing these battle royale games like Fortnite, Apex Legends, etc. And I had no interest whatsoever, and I just did not play them at all. And this despite the fact that I had lots of friends inviting me, telling me it was lots of fun, and like that they fucking wanted to play with me. I think only what's it called, Apex Legends is the only one that I actually gave a solid chance to, and it was fun. It definitely did not hook me, but it was fun. Oh, I broke something. Oh well. And then that whole fad has apparently passed. Well, I guess people still play all of these games, like Fortnite and Apex Legends, they're still a thing. It almost feels like it was a pandemic phenomenon, and now that everybody's allowed to go outside again and spend time with their friends, we care less about those other ways of interacting. Someone told me they were getting motion sickness from watching me play this game, which, to be fair, I get. I move very erratically, and I'm fine because I know what's coming. I'm the one making these movements. God damn it, I did that twice. I'm making these movements, so I know what's going to happen. But if you're just sitting there and you have no idea what I'm going to do next, and I suddenly like cut one thing and then do a 360 and cut another thing, it's got to be confusing as fucking confusing as balls. So I bloody cut it again. Oh well, whatever. We're not here for the salvage, the perfect salvage. And honestly, I actually think I'll still hit it. It's just a little bit of aluminium. Yes, aluminium. I do not care that the game calls it aluminum. It is aluminium. Although those are technically different things. Oop. I just hit my microphone. Did that destroy anybody's ears? If it did, I'm very sorry. All right, let's get some of this stuff out of here. Oh, something to pick up. What is this? A heatsink. How nice. I guess the person who said Shah has left chat, so I'm never gonna get an answer to what the fuck he meant by that, and it's killing me.
Processing valuable objects. Credit awarded. Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Ooh. I do not want that to go straight into the processor yet.
Salvage deposit confirmed.
Under pressure.
Applying credit.
Hold it right there. You got computers and valuable things inside of you.
Salvage registered. Transferring credit. Processing object. Applying
Hello,
credit to
cat.
account.
My cat is here again to check that I've not gone completely batshit crazy talking to myself.
Salvage secured. Credit deposited.
I have gone batshit crazy, that's the problem. Oops. Oh, I actually caught it. That's amazing.
Salvage secured. Applying credit.
If it continues off that way, there is no getting it back. It's funny, I don't actually know where the edge of the map in this game is.
Account credited.
Because sometimes you throw objects and they go real far. But in general, once it's gone past that barge, you are not getting it back.
Account credit applied.
There's a point later on in the game where you're invited to look at other places, like that place over there, where one of my co-workers is also cutting up a ship. Or that one over there. There's, you can see, like, I think this is a rail gate. But that one over there, that's a bay. Somebody's cutting up a ship in there. And it's kind of an interesting moment if you've gone through the whole game not really paying attention to the surroundings, to suddenly be told, oh, hey, like, those people that you've been talking to have a space in the world around you, at least canonically, even if you haven't been paying attention. Let's see, any objects that I want to get? I guess we'll get the door locks. Again, since we have all the time in the world, spending a little bit of it on the airlock consoles is not such a bad decision. In general, I would ignore these. They're not that important. But here, there is no opportunity cost. I mean, there is, like, for my real lifetime, but that don't matter. Can I grab it from there? No, I cannot. And now this can all go, oh fuck, I wasted a tether. This can all go burn. Come back here, you. Nailed it. In these moments, I feel fucking amazing. Like a genius. Like a gaming pro. When you fuck up and you send something flying and then you're able to catch it and pull it back on course. God, it feels so good. All that can go over there. This can stay right here. And then all of these pipes go into the blue one.
Processing valuable objects. Credits awarded. Material accepted. Credits assigned.
Speaking of the subreddit, I saw a post the other day talking about doors. It's a subject that comes up every now and then, like, oh, what do you do with all the doors that get stuck inside the nanocarbon sections? You ignore them, that's what you do. They are a tiny percentage of the value of a ship, and getting them out is a lot of work. And honestly, kind of pointless. I'm not certain that it's ever possible to truly get 100% of a ship salvaged perfectly. There's always going to be something that you missed. There's always going to be something that's like floating around in space, and there's always going to be something that you have to cut and damage before you can throw it in. But some people like to try that, and I respect them for their dedication. But I do not have that kind of dedication. I am good just letting things go sometimes.
Salvage deposit secured. Credits awarded.
For example, something I'm definitely going to let go is the stickers in this game. Like I said, the idea for me is to be a completionist. And it would be very completionist-like to try and get all of the stickers, but by God, that would take a long time. Maybe I'll come back to this game one day and make that effort. Maybe in a no revival mode. That could be a really annoying and difficult challenge.
Processor deposit accepted. Credits awarded.
if ever I find myself with a lot more time for video games, essentially, if I find myself with a lot more time for streaming and for doing these things, then maybe I'll consider coming back to this game and trying to collect all of the stickers in a no revival game. I really hope I don't regret saying that one day. But at the same time, if I regret saying it, then that means that I've made it to a point where I can attempt that challenge, which would also be a success in and of itself.
Cutter, don't forget that your equipment durability doesn't take care of itself. If your gear's acting up on you, best practice is to patch it up in the half. Your tools should be working for you, not the other way around.
I don't really understand why he said not the other way around there. Like,
Salvage secured.
yeah, my tools are working for me. Even if I'm fixing them, it's not like I'm working for my tools. You don't make sense, bro. Or maybe I'm just too picky. Maybe a
Valuable object
white collar worker like myself is too picky about words. Weaver ain't got time for all that wordy nonsense. He's too busy out here keeping these cutters alive. So I'm finding myself asking myself a question, which is, do I
transferring credit.
do a perfect removal of this reactor and then I'll just get the ice damage later, or do I get the ice damage in the achievement like now? It would be very easy. All I would need to do is cut this and then I will get ice damage and an achievement. I'm gonna do that. We're here for achievements. What's the point of dilly-dallying? Not sure what just happened there. Oh, how fun. The whole ship is being spun around by my pushing of this section. Alright, that's good.
Processing valuable deposit.
That's not good.
Credits transferred.
I definitely do not want it moving towards the furnace, which is not what it's doing anymore, thank God. Okay. Let's expose the reactor.
Deposit accepted for processing.
This is a process that, in a way, isn't necessary. If you just pull off, like, you don't need to pull off every single section of the casing. If you just pull off enough, then you will be able to pull out the reactor. And if you can pull out the reactor, and then everything else around it all goes to the same place, so you don't need to bother pulling out every, like, individual part. Oops. So what we are going to do now, since we have everything nicely exposed, we only have a tiny piece of this ship left.
Salvage accepted.
We are going to take out 2 of the canisters. I think they have value. They do have value. They have a tiny bit of value. And I am going to
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
I'm gonna risk not taking a risk here. I'm gonna pull out the reactor.
Nice job, Cutter. Bought yourself some extra time with the reactor there. Don't forget, getting both the thrusters and the ECU. Well, I'll see. Well done, Cutter.
Man, that is worth so much money.
Continue to impress.
Now we just gotta work on improving the time.
All right. We're done with training. We'll leave you be now. Great work today, Cutter. Weaver out.
I'm gonna cut this coolant pipe. Freeze me. It didn't work. Let me try again. It did work.
Heating element by maintaining a healthy body temperature.
My hand is frozen. And my hand is unfrozen. Perfect. I survived. And that's a new achievement for getting ice damage. And we can now cut out the ECU as well. Which, if I remember correctly, is like really difficult and annoying to do. Coolant pipe. Where is the connector? I suppose it's this. Oh, we've already hit salvage goal 5.
Salvage destroyed. Please pay
So-
attention.
So I do that. And then what? Because this is not going to fit through any of these doors. So I just got to cut a hole in the wall. No other way to do it. Coolant pipe's worth 4,000. All of this aluminum. Oh god, aluminium is worth 20,000, so it all goes in the furnace. The ECU can go straight down into the barge. And then pretty much all of this can just go into the furnace.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
And this section goes into the processor. And we're done.
Valuable object accepted for processing.
Ooh, I hope this doesn't get pulled into the furnace. No, we're good. We're good. We're good. Perfect. And we are done. Now I just need to wait. I just wait for everything to go into its respective little bucket, and then we can finish this little shift.
Credits awarded.
Come on, I know you want to go into the fire.
Raw material processed. Credits deposited.
And that should be everything. We've burned a door, but that don't matter. There's a little bit of aluminium that hasn't gone in yet, but staying any longer would be a waste of oxygen at this point. So let's go back inside. We are doing swimmingly. Look at that, 20 million credits in one session. And we've hit the new rank, which means that we can get our bombs. And everybody loves bombs.
Hello, Shipbreaker 9346-52. Lynx would like to share the following inspirational message. Some people dream of great salvage, while other people get up every morning and make it happen.
New ship. It's another Javelin. 20 million. Full of gas.
Listen up, guys. I got something you'll all like.
Oh, are you leaving already?
I went ahead and got you all clearance to use something that'll make you 10 times more efficient. Easy. 20 times. You ready? Demolition charges. Spark free. These'll cut through damn near anything.
Wait. Spark-free demo charges?
That sounds pretty cool, Mr. Rhodes. Thank you.
No way. Not a chance. Damn things aren't new.
Oh shit.
Hell, I've been vaporized by those stupid things plenty of times.
Curazon, you're
Spark-free. Things spark so much you could put one on a birthday cake.
Curazon. That's it.
Come on now, Hal.
I'm revoking your privileges for external communications.
You... What?
Yeah. No comms outside the station network. No more calls to Mars. All of you need to understand something. I represent the company, and you show me respect. Got it?
Hal, let's you and I sit down and talk about this.
That's all for now. Let's get to work.
Ooh, conflict. In other news, Bing Bang Boom.
Charge license. Great choice.
All right, Cutter. Now for some training on how to use...
Just chuck them down and light them up. Should see a big boost in efficiency.
Hey, Cutter. I'm, patching through the operation manual for those things. Be careful, okay?
Oops. I'm just flicking through everything here. More tether lifetime, that's nice. We'll get that. And more strength, why not? The range, I actually don't need any more range, and I'm out of Lynx tokens. So, we now have our bombs. We are not going to use them. We're not going to use them for a while. It's good to already have them, I guess. Excuse me. It's good to already have them, I guess, but they're really not really necessary in any way at this point. Later on, there's a new level of cut point that requires the bombs to be able to get through them. But for now, I really don't need them. I'm looking here at what I want to do next. The javelins really seem to almost always be the most valuable ones. But I don't know if I want to. So I'm kind of thinking about doing this one. It does have the dampener, which I need to collect. So fuck it, we're going to do this one. We're going to do an Atlas Roustabout Tug. Because variety is the spice in life. And without a little bit of variety in our ships, we're going to have a bit less of fun.
Hey there, fellas. Thought I'd share some words of wisdom this morning. This is from Megan Rye Paulson's book, Owning the Future. You should read it. Okay. Focus. Focus is the brawn of the mind. Focus is power. Focus is divination. Focus on
He doesn't even know what the word divination means.
Let nothing deter you, and you will succeed. Focus is achievement. Incredible. So let's focus up out there, yeah? Let's achieve, people.
actually know what cutting those did. Oops. So yeah, I do not want to use the demo charges yet. They will blow up in my face. And what the other character was talking about, them blowing up because they're not spark free, is very true until you buy a whole bunch of upgrades. Once you have them fully upgraded, they are fucking amazing, and they will save time with a lot of these later cut points. It's actually pretty fun to use as well. Obviously, bombs are always fun. Everybody knows that. Except, I'm gonna retract that statement. Explosions in video games are always fun. It's a much safer way to say that. Oops. So we will get into using them later when they're a little bit safer and when they are less at risk of just blowing up everything that I'm doing.
Salvage deposit registered.
Oh, what is
Account credited.
going on there?
Salvage secured.
Something very nice about these ship types is that they come with the blue pickups, which means I'll be able to get like health and stuff back from them. Pick up the bunny. This is a dampener. Woohoo! Circuit poster. So what do we have in here? We have some oxygen, perfect. Suit patch-up kit, thruster fuel. We have everything. This is amazing. And a repair kit. We always want to pick up the repair kits. Let's find the flush for this later. We have an atmosphere regulator, but everything is depressurized except for this airlock. Oh, unpowered, great. I'm going to cut this door. Because it's unpowered, there's basically nothing that I can do. Not sure why it's unpowered. I haven't really taken out any power thingies yet. Oh god, are these quasars? No, they're not, thank Christ. Scared myself for a second there. Quasar thrusters, for those of you who were not here before and who are still here now, are incredibly time consuming and difficult things to pull out. So I'd rather avoid them. And since I don't remember checking for them when I selected this ship, it's totally plausible that they would still be, that they would be a thing on this ship. I guess we'll see at the end of the shift. Since at the end of the shift, well, before the next shift, we get to look again at the statistics of what we're working on. If I see Quasar there, I'll know, and I'll be able to just pick a new ship. Since I now have my little dampener anyway. I'm kind of thinking, if I can, I want to pick up all of the... I want to, like, fulfill all of the collectibles for the ship before we finish the story. Might be a little difficult because I'm progressing through the story relatively fast at this point. But we shall see. We are at the hour-and-a-half mark. And yeah, like the title says, today it's just the grind. We're just going through it all. We've done pretty well, honestly. We got a lot of achievements very quickly right at the beginning, which was very nice. And at this point, feeling pretty positive about our progress in general. Definitely blazing through this. When I played this on PlayStation with the learning curve and everything, it took me about 25 hours, I think, 30 hours to complete the story and get all of the achievements. Here on PC, we're definitely going faster, in part thanks to the fact that it is on PC and controls are just smoother and more responsive, but also definitely thanks to the fact that I know what I'm doing, unlike last time, which obviously makes a big difference. Oops, let's fly up through here. Ooh. Apparently I should be a little bit more careful in my cutting since we have some things that can get damaged, and I think there might be some fuel down here, and fuel can explode. Let's pull that out. Which way is up? That was a trick question. There is no up.
Processing valuable deposits. Credits transferred.
We are in space. In space, up is wherever you're looking. Now, I do not know. Ah, there it is. Oh, low on oxygen. That means it is time to go inside and pick some up.
Oxygen levels.
Ah, don't you just love free oxygen? And back outside we go. This is definitely a quasar. God damn it. I was all excited like, oh, I'm going to be able to make it through here real quick. Nope. I don't actually think it's possible, but if I cut this, can I just throw the entire thing? Or is it welded? No, that looks like it's welded. Yeah, there's probably no way to... Is that moving? No, it's not.
Gunner, there's 5 minutes remaining in this shift. Get in while the getting's good. Weaver out.
Okay.
Deposit accepted for processing.
Fuck me. I don't want to abandon a ship without having done even one salvage goal. Even if it means going through quasars.
Salvage deposited. Applying credit to account.
Shit. So we may be coming back for a second shift on this ship, even though we have the quasars. And anyway, it's just a bit of fire. Just a bit of unavoidable fire. God, I love that effect of the depressurization from the thruster nozzle. Boosh. Just looks fucking sweet.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied. Valuable object accepted for processing.
Coolant? I don't think I've ever noticed that before. Wait, so is this not going to be fire? It's going to be coolant instead? That would be kind of cool.
Transferring credit. Salvage accepted. Credit applied.
Alright, fuck it.
Thruster unstable. Fire hazard risk high.
Oops. Wow, no fire damage. Now that was amazing. That might actually be one of the best quasar thruster removals I have ever done.
You know that already.
Salvage deposit confirmed. Applying credit. Salvage deposit registered. Account credited.
Is that stopped? It is stopped. Oh well. So remaining, we have 14 million remaining. Fuck. We gotta do it. We got 0 MP and 0 LT. Can't just stop there like a fucking loser. Oop, transmission.
Hello, Shipbreaker. You have one.
Hey folks, this is a private channel. Dee Dee, you alright? No, I'm not. Taking away my comm privileges? Family's probably worried as hell about me now.
I'm working on that, Dee Dee. I'll get your comms back.
Wait, whoa. Is he actually allowed to do that?
He is. Didn't think he would. But he is.
Does he outrank you?
It's complicated.
isn't, I'm gonna float over there and kick him straight out of the airlock. Nice. If I get my hands on him, ooh.
All right, hold up now. Let's not get all fire and brimstone. We can still.
That's the
sort
name of
this
an
out.
achievement.
Now, why don't we all just call it a day? Get some shut-eye, and we'll hit this up tomorrow, all right? We were out.
Weaver just said the name of a hidden achievement that we've already gotten.
Good morning, Shipbreaker. This is your daily wake-up call.
Let's have a look at the equipment. Since I'm now rank 11, I got a new notification here. This is a bad habit of mine, but I hate leaving notifications even inside video games. I didn't get any links tokens. I can't do shit. What am I doing? Back into the fray. Oh, I got the dampener. I should stick that on.
Hey there, I'm here to help you get this ship healthy again.
We need more dampeners and we need fuses. I cannot get fuses on this ship. We'll see about that in the next one. Alright, let's go back in.
Hey, D, you ever remember Iron Hands Romanoff?
Aquafina? You bet I do.
Is that like a cutter you've worked with?
Well, not exactly. She's more like a legend among shipbreakers.
She was so strong, she could pull panels apart with her bare hands. That sounds not real.
Well, that may be. But there was an Agrafina Romanoff in the records, so there must be something to it. In fact, there are more cutter legends out there.
Yeah, I heard of Nanam, the original Burgun. I read she was adamant about never getting a spare. Lost limbs to avoid it.
Yeah, don't blame her, really. I don't even know what spare I'm on.
That's okay, Hikato. That's what they're there for, after all.
For those who have no idea what the fuck they're talking about with spares, in this game, the idea is that when you start working at this company, they kill you, to put it impolitely, and pull out your genetic material so that they can then clone you, and whenever you die while working, you just get a spare, they call it. You get a new clone that allows you to continue to work. Cool concept. Used in a very like corporate dystopian way where they call it the Everwork program, which is definitely not what you would want something like that to be called. That should be enough to prevent that from getting sucked into the furnace, and we can move on to our next one.
Thruster fuel system unstable. Proceed with extreme caution.
Oh, Jesus. And that part is getting pulled into the fucking furnace. That did not go as planned. This is also not going as planned. I don't know if I can really do anything about. Oh, this is having an effect. All right. We talked about this in a previous stream, but again, for those of you who don't know what the fuck is going on right now, when you get things close enough to either the processor or the furnace, they start to have like their own gravity in a sense that will pull the object into it. So you don't need, if you get it close enough, that's good. You don't need to worry about like pushing it all the way in. But what that does mean is that sometimes things will get caught in between, like what just happened there. And it can be quite frustrating because, well, it's not always easy to get them out. And if you can't get them out, then that's a giant piece of metal that's just fucking stuck there. But we got lucky, we were able to get it out pretty easily.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Processor. And I think that there was a suit patch-up kit inside.
Salvage secured. Applying credit.
Oh, that's the busted door. Yes, a suit patch-up kit. And I can pull out this fuel tank and things won't be so dangerous.
Accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
Down into the fuel tank.
Salvage secured.
Oh, that one's still attached. That's why nothing's happening. This whole ship has gotten mighty close to the furnace, and I don't love that. Let's pull off a bit more of this. And let's go do a couple more quasars. Now these ones I'm definitely going to use grapples because otherwise they will probably get sucked into the furnace and I don't want that.
Thruster fuel system free. Interior unstable.
Fucking amazing. I think I've gotten better at these.
Processing valuable
Ooh.
deposit. Credits transferred. Salvage goal achieved. Rewards allocated.
Wow, that went very well actually. It totally pushed these pieces closer to the processor, which means I'm going to be able to pull them in without worrying about the furnace. Amazing. I feel so lucky.
Salvage accepted. Credit applied. Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Warning. Fuel levels are low. Fuel supplies are available for purchase at the master jack.
Fuel. Let's go collect some fuel.
Salvage deposit confirmed. Applying credit.
Again, free stuff is best stuff. I'm going to pull this crate out because it is just in my way at this point. It in and of itself is not that valuable and not that worth my time, but getting it the fuck out of there is.
Deposit secured. Credits awarded.
Let's get that in. And let's finish off these quasar thrusters.
Tether supplies are low.
Valuable object accepted for processing.
Warning. Your oxygen reserves are dropping below statistically profitable levels.
Not my favorite timing for that message. Oh God.
Injury detected. This incident may be recorded for training and
Well,
purposes.
I'm certainly glad forever work. I was crushed. Okay, so good thing that we're not doing the no revive run.
So, Cutter, I'll say one thing. Certainly ain't afraid of dying. You might want to try and keep your spares to a minimum if you want to pull yourself out of debt.
Weaver, shut the fuck up. That's only the second time that I died. I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but judging from the position of these things right now, I think somewhere some pressure got released and it just moved all of these parts around too much. Enough so that the game decided, alright, that's enough, and killed me.
Salvage deposit registered. Account credited.
I kind of wonder, in a no revive run,
You got about 5 minutes to fill your boots. 5 minutes left. Weaver out.
is getting the suit upgrades like way more worth it? Because I would assume that it might mean that you're less at risk of dying.
Processor deposit accepted. Credits
But I
awarded.
suppose I don't actually know. Last 2 tethers.
Caution. No tethers. Please refill supplies.
Oh hey, at least I didn't need to buy oxygen.
Welcome to Ventatron 9000. Thank you for your
Tethers restored.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
Let's pull that one straight up. And let's go cut a couple more things. So I think I'm about to hit salvage goal 3. If I hit salvage goal 3, that's good enough for me. And I will probably try to find a different ship afterwards. Even if I don't make it, yeah, there we go.
Applying credits to account.
I reckon that's probably enough.
Cleared. Rewards allocated.
Oh, god damn it. That is not what I meant to do. Even if in the next 3 minutes I don't get that much of all of these big metal parts in, I think salvage goal 3 is enough. If we can hit salvage goal 4, that would be great, but if we don't, it just don't matter that much.
Processing valuable object. Credits awarded.
Oh god, that's going in the furnace. Oh, we have a fucking reactor left. God damn it. Let me see if I can quickly pull that out.
Object processed. Transferring credit.
Okay, I don't have a lot of time, so I just cut a hole in the wall. I usually wouldn't do it that way. But I did not even realize that we had a reactor.
A minute left, Cutter. 1 minute remaining.
And that's a lot of value right there. So cut a hole, throw all these things in there. That's scrap. And let's pull the rest straight into the furnace. I hope I didn't just waste 4 tethers. Anything else in here? Yes.
Salvage deposit secured. Credits awarded.
Salvage go 4. So in a word, yes, I did just waste 4 tethers, but I still hit the salvage goal, so it's all good. Wow, that was a very efficient shift, 15-minute shift that we just did there. From 0 salvage goals to 4. All right. And a new rank.
Level has been achieved. License.
We're definitely not going to be able to fix the ship before completing the story here.
Good morning, Shipbreaker. Lynx would like to share the following message. The only P's permitted in the salvage yard are profit, processor, and potassium trifluoromethane sulfonate.
Power generators. More difficult stuff to deal with.
Got a bit of a surprise for you this morning, 52.
Only
Well, I
52,
think
that's
we
me.
should talk this through a bit more.
Yeah, Joseph. Something you'll learn about being a manager. Always be pushing your people. It's how they grow. Now, I see so much confidence on this crew. I think it's time to bump everyone up a hazard level.
Hal, this is too soon. I really don't see eye to eye with you on this.
Well, sometimes you need an outside perspective on things. All right, Joseph. Go ahead and train up 52 here when they're ready.
Sorry, Cutter. I'll help ease you into this. Just let me know when you're ready to start training. Weaver out.
Cool, we've maxed out our brakes. Is there anything else that I feel like I want? O2 capacity, yes. I want to have enough O2 capacity to be able to do basically a 15-minute shift without needing to recharge on O2. I think that's around where I'm at now. And we're going to do the new training ship. So if again we don't have any timer here, then we'll finish as soon as we finish this training. Otherwise, we shall see.
Hey there, Cutter. Gonna really need your full attention today. We're going over the power generator.
Hold up now. Training time has not been authorized. We
Yep.
have quotas to meet.
Hal, power generators are highly hazardous.
Joseph, you've got to promote self-sufficiency in your team. Let 52 here hash it out. Nothing like a spare or two to let the lesson sink in.
Hal,
Look, I gotta gonna draw Rye Paulson's attention now, right?
Alright, Cutter. I'm adding some tasks for you to follow for this shift only. Just make sure you pull them fuses before going for the power generator. Great job, Cutter. Now, just make sure to clear the area before detonating that bad boy. Okay. Now, be sure your charge is in the right spot. Measure twice, cut once, Cutter. Ready? Give that trigger a squeeze.
I've actually never used the base demo charges, so I'm a little curious about what happens, because there's something called self-cleanup that I don't have now. Oh, it's not so bad.
See, Cutter? That's how it's done.
That worked super well. I don't need to upgrade these at all.
Welcome to Vendatron 9000. Have a nice day.
We'll see if I still feel that way later, but since you only really need to use them on these grade 3 cut points. Just pull back, let it blow. That worked perfectly, and it only slightly damaged the things around it. Oh, I haven't cut anything. I blew things up and then I thought that was enough. Completely forgetting that I need to cut things as well. Alright, there we go.
Salvage accepted. Credit applied.
You.
Salvage deposit registered. Account credit.
So the tasks really don't matter that much. Salvage power generator, salvage 1 fuse, like, it don't matter. If you haven't played the game before and you don't really know what's going on, maybe it's good because he will give you a little bit of advice if you go do it during the shift. But I already know how to deal with that stuff. It's like a timed puzzle game in a sense. Coolant tanks look so interesting. So before I will go do the tasks, why not? Let's make our friend happy.
Salvage secured. Applying credit.
Oops. I did not actually check what I need for the ship doctor right now. I should have. But that's okay. Now then. Systems, there's our power generator.
Raw material deposited.
Ah, there it is. The power generator. Now, these beauties carry a heck of a charge, so be extra careful or you'll be fried to a crisp. See those lights around it? Red means you need to disconnect more fuses before pulling this beast out.
Oops. Fuses. We need to pull these
There's
things
one of them
out.
fuses, Cutter. See them blinking red lights? Wait till they're off, then pull the release lever. Now don't forget to salvage that fuse.
It's a timing thing. So when everything is white, you just click and then you grab the fuse until you have no more of these lights. And they get faster the more fuses you release. If you fuck up,
Gave yourself a serious chill now, Cutter. The timing takes practice. Find another, give it a go. Remember, wait for the red lights to be off.
if you fuck up, you get a little bit of electric damage. But it's really not that difficult.
Disconnected all the fuses. Now the power generator should be safe to extract. Give it a go. Whew. Faithful. Well done, Cutter. Rest should be a breeze. Just place it on the old barge.
Very nice. I also just noticed that we have 7 salvage goals on this ship, which means more XP and more upgrade points to get. So we shall do 2 quick shifts, and then we'll call it a day for today. That'll be the end of our grind for today.
Processor deposit accepted. Credits awarded.
Again, it's been honestly a pretty damn good day. Got a lot of achievements. I got all the achievements that I wanted to get, actually. And we even got one of the lucky kind of random collectibles that shows up sometimes, the credit drive. I had been hoping I'd be able to find it in the first stream. I didn't find it in the second stream, and then we picked it up today, so I'm super happy about that, to get that out of the way. It's funny how
Transferring credits.
I really want that audio resynth upgrade. It's completely pointless, but it just makes everything sound so much better in the game. It has no other purpose than to make the gameplay more enjoyable through just better sound. Right now everything sounds so dull and sort of like metallic,
Salvage deposited. Applying credit to account.
and it's just funny to think that that's done on purpose. And not only is it done on purpose, but you can like deactivate it in a sense by buying an upgrade.
Congratulations, Cutter. You secured your first power generator.
Sure did. Alright. On to normal ship cutting. I don't know why my boy is breathing like this, but something is stressing him out apparently.
Deposit accepted for processing.
Nice, that's a very big chunk that we can just pull in one go. Absolutely fantastic.
Cutter, ship's got about 5 minutes left in her. Let's make them count. We're out.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Oh, fuck it.
Processing valuable deposit. Credits transferred.
We are just grinding on through, chilling and cutting. I'm kind of excited for the ghost ships. They are not fun, but there's something exciting about unlocking them. In fact, just in general, just unlocking new difficulty levels in a way. Just unlocking the new, like, hazard levels, that's what they're called. And new components to the game is very satisfying. And that's what video games do very well. When you play like a game that is just a simulation of a real job, or even a fake job like this game. This is a job, but it's fun to do, and part of the reason why it's fun to do is because you get that satisfaction of like progression. Number goes up in a super obvious way in video games, and that's what makes them fun. In my opinion, at least. Is that O2? It is O2, god damn it. And we don't have any pickups.
Welcome to Vendatron 9000. Thank you for your purchase.
Oxygen levels stabilizing.
Ooh, click the wrong button there. And apparently I have a whole bunch of just metal floating in space. Oops. And I was obviously under the mistaken impression that it had gone in. Oh, there it goes. I'm not actually really sure what I still need to slice here. Ah, there we go. Ask and you shall receive.
Cutter, you got about 1 minute to make your mark on this ship.
Did I get it? No, I didn't. Oh well. Okay, we're gonna do one more shift, and then we're gonna call it a day.
Cutter 9346-52. Your designated sleep period is now over. Have a great day.
I wonder what those numbers mean. Cutter 94563. Since the other guy just called me by the number. I wonder if the other numbers actually mean anything. So I cannot find any dampeners in this one. There is still a whole bunch of salvage goals that I can go for. And I don't see any ship classes that we haven't done yet, so we're just going to continue with this one. And then as soon as we're done here, we'll be done for the day.
Hey, Dee Dee. Why don't you tell us more about your family? Don't like talking about them too much. No offense. Just here to do my job. That kind of thing is private, you know? You never know. Might feel good to open up, you know? Gotta keep work and life separate, kid. Shipbreakers come and go. And I'll spare myself the heartbreak. This work's just not for everybody. Had this young cutter around a few years back. Jaina. Reminded me of my daughter. Nope. Sure ain't worth it to open up. Salvage deposit confirmed. Applying credit. Object accepted for processing. Credit deposited.
So this piece here looks like it's a bit of a piece of work, because you got some furnace parts that are attached to some processor parts, and they are like fused in and there's no way to get them out. And we got some stuff on the inside that we want to pull out. Ugh. So salvage goal 7 here might be a little bit unattainable.
Salvage secured. Applying credit.
Objects, what do we still have? The airlocks and the bins, fuck it. So some of it goes to the furnace, some of it goes to the processor. Do I bother cutting it? Fuck it, let's try cutting it. Let's finish with maximum effort. Did that do it? Some things in the way and I can't tell.
Raw material accepted.
Well, it seems to be saying that it did work. It did work. How nice. Very encouraging.
Raw material deposited.
Shite. I'm just kind of sitting here watching it when I really should be doing other things. So we have a pod clamp, so everything here is worth cutting out. So let's do it. You have some more bomb thingies. Cut points that require demo charges. Don't know if it's necessary.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
And it looks like my cutting over here worked, which is nice. Let's get all these tanks into the barge.
Salvage deposit registered. Account credited.
That should hopefully get us a good amount
Salvage registered. Transferring credit.
towards the salvage wheel before we finish. Oh yeah, I'm just looking at the HUD and I'm seeing that there's a helmet light. I always forget about that. It's kind of rare to end up in darkness. Most of the things that you do them in the light. But every now and then you'll end up in the dark and then it's real nice. I genuinely sound like this is my actual job and I'm a ship cutter talking about the tools that he has. Daily life of a ship cutter, mostly in the light, but sometimes you just need that helmet flashlight.
Salvage secured. Applying credit.
Fuel levels are low.
Apparently some nanocarbon made it into the furnace, but it's no big deal.
Salvage registered. Transferring credit.
So the fuel thruster running out really is not a big deal.
Salvage
Even if I run
deposit
out of
secured.
thruster
Credit
fuel,
awarded.
I'll be able to just pull myself using the grapple gun. So I'm not too worried about
Salvage accepted.
the fact that I'm running out here.
Applied.
We'll go take care of that in a sec.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credit transferred. Salvage deposit registered. Account credited.
That's all the tanks taken care of. Very nice. All of this
Rewards will be paid.
goes to the furnace. No, that's not true. We have outer rings and titanium that go into the processor. Okay. Fuck it. Let's use our bombs then. Let's have a little bit of fun. It's so kind of the game to show you exactly where you should place them.
Salvage destroyed.
Ooh.
Please revisit your training.
Oops. I totally thought I'd finished with all of the coolant tanks. But nope, apparently I just blew up 2 of them. Whoops. Oh well. Oh, that's why he was getting all nervous all the time. Alright, so we'll pick up some oxygen, some fuel, and some demo charges.
5 minutes left. You know what to do. Weaver out.
Valuable object processed.
Oops.
Credits awarded.
Let go too quickly. And that airlock is floating through space.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Alright, more bombs. This time I did get all of the tanks, so we're good. I can safely blow things up now. Man, when I played on PlayStation, I did not use demo charges much. I feel like I should have used them more. They're actually fun.
Welcome to Vendatron 9000. Thank you for your purchase. Have a nice day.
God, only one charge left. Definitely want to upgrade these. Efficiency incarnate.
9000.
How many are left? Just 2. Cool, so we've gotten all of those processor part rings off. Now we can slice this section. I don't really care that those pieces of metal get cut here.
Cutter, we're getting down to the wire. Let's put a bow on this ship.
I did kind of see that coming. Oop, did I just destroy the airlock? I did not. It is not scrap yet, so it's fine. Now, I actually want to slice this stuff off so that I have an extraction route for the big processor rings. But that'll be for next time. Especially since I didn't actually finish it. There we go. So we've hit salvage goal 3. I do think that hopefully next time I will remember that I want to continue the ship and try to hit salvage goal 7. Let's see what they have to say to us. Probably nothing since we didn't rank up.
Overnight genetic backup complete. Pattern deviation nominal. Have a good day.
Nothing at all. Amazing. So this is where we are going to finish our stream today. Thanks for joining. We did a pretty good job. We got a whole bunch of different achievements. I'm very proud of us. And yeah, thanks for joining. Hopefully we'll see you again next time. Next time is on Sunday from 4:30 p.m. I think it's called Central European Time, or GMT plus 2. I believe I'm on GMT plus 2. And then next week on Wednesday from 4:30 as well, we will have a longer stream where I'm really hoping I'll be able to actually finish this game, hopefully. Fingers crossed, since we're already reaching the 10 hours now. I think another 2 streams should be enough to finish it out. But there we go. Thank you very much for joining, and I hope you all have a lovely evening or day if you're in a different part of the world. Bye-bye.